Alright, hello, and welcome to my first Let's Play ever. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Just, call me OnyxLycan. That's what my name is. It's gonna be anonymous and shit. Yeah. Anyway, this is, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. You can see scrolling in the back there. It's pretty good. It's an RPG from about 2004, so it's KOTOR era. It's a pretty good game, in my opinion, at least. I think it's great. And yeah, so I have played somewhat before, just so I don't make a complete ass of myself being a noob. So yeah, let's just get to it. New game. The world of darkness, the place where immortal monsters pull the strings of humanity. Violence and despair are common here. The world is bleak, but escape is an ever-present commodity, perhaps too present. So a crack den, basically. New game starts with creating a new character. Would you like to... I'm gonna answer a series of questions just because it comes out to be faster than doing all that other stuff. I want to be male, of course. You're stuck in a traffic after a concert and the guy behind you is laying on the horn. Your friends in the car urging you to park the car and help them stick the dude's horn somewhere uncomfortable. Do you get out, pull the guy out of the car, and put him in the hospital, or talk your friends down? You don't need a lawsuit or jail time. Not getting raped. Okay. You're at a nightclub having a damned good time, and you realize you're out of money. No cash, no fun. Do you seduce somebody and have them pay for your drinks? Time is just right so you can snatch a bottle when the bartender isn't looking, go home and read a book or listen to music, something more intellectually stimulating than wasting a life in a lame club. Yes. You were mugged last night. It wasn't life-threatening, but you want to take some measures to make sure it doesn't happen again. Or that if it happens again, you aren't defenseless. Do you sign up for a martial arts class? Next time you try it, you'll break their spine. Start carrying a knife and conceal it in your belt. Next person tries to breeze through a hole in their neck. Buy a gun. The next mugger's sidewalk. Yeah, let's go with that. You're in a convenience store looking through the beer freezer when all of a sudden a man walks in and pulls a gun on the cashier. Do you sneak up behind him, disarm him, and proceed to beat him senseless? Quietly make your way to the bathroom and lock yourself in. I'm gonna be a hero. You met someone at a nightclub and they took you back to their place. Things started getting interesting when all of a sudden you hear someone come in the front door. Their spouse. Oh. Do you head to the kitchen and let them see you, pretend you're a distant cousin, and they were nice enough to let you stay on the couch? Gather up your clothes, hide behind the door, and slip out of the apartment as quietly as possible. Calmly explain you had no idea they were married and you intend to leave and never come back, keeping your finger over the speed dial in case you needed the police. Let's go with the sitcom option. It's late, you're at the red spot, waiting for your microwave burrito to heat up. There are 3 arcade games to waste some time on. The fighting game. Pull off a triple flash uppercut. That's a finisher every time. So you can... That beat-em-up game where you can pick a bat and womp on hordes of generic thugs. Sniper game with a realistic gun for a controller. Sounds good. Walking home late at night. Hear footsteps, glance back, and suddenly realize someone is following you. Do you... I'm kind of a bitch, so... You want to turn this first date into a second one. How do you do it? Look at me! I mean, who wouldn't want another dose of this? Intelligent conversation, the right way, ordering, and the language of the ethnic food. Like a boss. The world is a cruel and unforgiving place, but you've gotten so far. Why? Maybe cruel for you, but for me it's hilarious. Yes. You've been embraced by the Malkavian clan, inflicted with insanity. Malkavians use their madness to provide them with surprising and sometimes disturbing insights. The inner voice may tell them of someone's true intent or may betray them completely. This is going to be interesting. Your vampire's attributes and ability have now been determined, and you're entered into its character sheet, which you will see next. After your tour of the character sheet, you may make changes to the character or simply play it as is. Okay. These are your attributes and abilities, which feats are derived from. Attributes are your inherent character traits and are broken into 3 categories: physical, social, and mental. Abilities are things you learn and are also broken into 3 categories: talent, skills, and knowledges. Members of the insane Malkavian clan possess a dark intellect, and so your strongest attribute is mental, in which you have 2 points you can spend. You also have 1 point to spend in social and no points in physical. Your weakest attribute. Now, that sounds about right. As for abilities, being Malkavian gives you an advantage in your insightful knowledges, in which you have 3 points to spend. You may only average abilities and 2 skills, 2 points, and are weak in talents, 1 point. Feats are the actions you perform in the game. Feats are derived from adding an attribute and an ability. An example would be a feat of lockpicking, which is derived from the attribute of dexterity and the ability of security. Hovering your mouse pointer over a feat will highlight the attribute and an ability upon which it is dependent. Okay. You are a member of the Malkavian clan, cursed with incurable insanity. Almost close to real life. Malkavians are free from the confines of rationality, and the freedom is coupled with an uncanny insight, a strange wisdom that cannot be perceived by the sane. Their disciplines are Auspex, aura perception, dementation, madness channeling, and obfuscate, invisibility. Sweet. This is your humanity. 7 is the norm, 10 is saintly, and the lower you go, the closer to the beast you become. Also, the lower your humanity, the greater your chances of frenzying. When a vampire goes into a frenzy, he loses all control and attacks any and all things around him. However, as you gain experience, you can spend experience points to increase your humanity. Okay. This is where your Masquerade violations are displayed. The Masquerade is a code by which many vampires live. Anytime a vampire is seen doing a supernatural act by a mortal, it is considered a Masquerade violation. You have 5 chances, and each strike will have repercussions. If you commit 5 Masquerade violations, you will be dealt with harshly. Wonder what's going to happen there. This is where all your information on things you are hovering over are displayed. Okay, well, yeah. The auto-level on-off button is a toggle which allows you to decide whether you want the computer to allocate experience points you earn among your attributes, abilities and discipline, or whether you wish to allocate them yourself. I definitely don't want that on, because I like making my own person. The reset stats button is another toggle that allows you to clear out your points allocation so you can start over or return to the last setting. The cancel button allows you to return to your last point in the game without changing your character sheet. Once you are satisfied with your character settings, click on the accept button and play the game, okay? So I'm going to turn that off first of all. So we got these weird points here. Inspection 5, sweet. Perception and investigation. Melee, no, I don't want that. Firearms. Or maybe melee? Oh, I don't know. Hell. Well, it looks like I have to put them in here, okay. That's a big difference, though. Let's go with melee, fuck it. Even though I picked 2 answers about guns, okay. Computer investigation scholarship. Everything seems pretty cool, you know. Let's, accept. The embrace, the act of transforming a mortal into a vampire. Well, hey, ladies. What's going on? Wow. I'm scared. Yeah. What's with the goggles? That is a lot of condoms. Pills. Oh, this looks like my uncle's room. What is with that hair? Wow, no. Nipple ring? Ah. Well.
Good evening. My fellow kindred, my apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws
Motherfucker, no talking during theater.
Have been broken. As Prince, I am within
hello.
grant or deny the kindred of this city
Bitch, please.
the privilege of siren. Many of you have come to me seeking permission and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all.
Well, damn.
They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence.
Child with an
As,
E.
up to tonight, I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me. Let the penalty commence.
When do I get a sword like that? And yeah, head gone.
Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny.
Uh-oh.
Without a sire, most children are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that this is bullshit!
Yeah, fuck the police.
If Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish, I have decided to let this kindred live.
All for it, yeah.
They shall be instructed in the ways of our kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening.
Okay, well apparently that's just business casual then.
Your sire, tragic. My apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that
Why
all
don't
of
I
us
have a shirt?
must adhere to if we wish to survive. When someone, anyone, breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do.
Dig.
Good evening.
Kindred, the race of vampires as a whole or a single vampire. Use the mouse to look around. Use the WASD keys by default to move. To toggle the first/third person view key, default Z. To switch between first and third person views. Really? Use the numpad keys to move the camera around, towards, or away from your character in third person view. Some preferably... Let's just go with the first person, yeah. Well, I'm gonna sign off here. This will be the first little episode, and then, episode 2 we're gonna get in some real gameplay. Alright, well, see you soon.